Hey guys, it is Sam from Gemini-TKD, and today we're going to be talking about the concept of certificates and credentials. Booyah! First and foremost, guys, hope you're all doing well. It's absolutely freezing here today in Sussex. Spring is right around the corner, but Lady Winter is just kind of like clinging on and refuses to leave. We've had like 10 days of rain consecutive. Unbelievable. Anyway, on to the video. Today I'd like to talk to you about certificates and credentials in martial arts and what are they and why do we need them and indeed do we need them. So first and foremost, what is a certificate? Right. A certificate is a document that shows that you're qualified to actually teach or work in a certain way and capacity and therefore entitled to certain benefits. In the world of work, this will usually be more pay. If you've got an MVQ or a city in guilds or a degree, show that certificate to your prospective employer and they'll see, one, you've had legitimate courses to do the job that they're employing you for. Two, they could actually give you more pay for that because they say, look, you know, you've been on a course, you've probably jumped through hoops of fire to get this, you've been recognized as completing this course, therefore as a reward for your efforts, we will reward that effort with pay. And that is called meritocracy, where if you work for something, you get rewarded for it. But also as well, in terms of like martial arts, whereas you won't necessarily get paid more if you've got a certificate for, say, attending seminars or competing at competitions or having attended a teaching course, what you will get instead is recognition. So what is the difference between the recognition and the pay? Well, exactly, it says in the tin. If you're going to get paid more for showing a certificate, you're going to get a financial bonus. But with martial arts, 95% of martial artists don't make any money from teaching. Or they do, but it's not enough to sustain a living. More about that on another video, perhaps. But what you will get in martial arts instead, if you have a certificate, is recognition for being legitimate. So I will show you, for instance, my certificates. Now, it's a little bit scrawny at the top. I do apologise. I do have cats, as some of you have seen in previous videos, and they like to chew things. So when I got this out, they decided to have a bit of a heyday. So this is my second Dan certificate from Taekwondo. The grading I did in September 2005. My instructors who were grading me that day were Niall Grange and Con Halpin. And they are both registered with BTCB, or what is now called British Taekwondo in the UK. So they're both well-known names anyway. So they were grading me on this day and I passed it. I got this certificate here. It was certified on the 9th of November 2005. This certified that me is hereby granted the degree of second degree black belt by the reviewing board of the Chundo Kwon. And that's signed by Woon Kyum, president of Chundo Kwon. And he's got his signature there as well. So, if I come to open up a school, like Gemini or whatever, we actually maybe get a dojang and I'm like, right, I want to now professionally teach. I will have this framed, I will have this in the dojang for parents to come in to see. So when parents obviously say, look, you know, Sam, you're charging, I don't know, £50 for a 2 hours lesson. You have to be, that's a large sum of money. You have to be pretty good at what you do. Could you show us some credentials? I'll be able to say, yep, look, here you go. Chundo Kwon second Dan certificate signed by the president of the Chundo Kwon. I will also show them this. Now this is my Kukkiwon certificate. That's my first Dan. Kukkiwon is the headquarters for WT Taekwondo. It's situated in Seoul in Korea. It's a giant building and they're like the DVLA of WT Taekwondo. If you have a certificate from the Kukkiwon, that basically means that you've been officially recognised by the HQ of WT Taekwondo. You can't get a higher certificate than this, from what I know of, in WT. So again, this certificate probably can't see it from this distance, but it's all in Korean. The only thing which is not in Korean is my name, and the date as well, and then underneath it comes into the English. So again, dance certificate. I've got my dance certificate number 052502443. So anybody can look that up on the Cook One database, and it's going to come up with me. The date 5th of August 2006. Even though I took my first Dan grading in December 2003, Cooker One certificates do take a while to come through. Again, my grade, my nationality, my name, my date of birth, and ends. This is to certify that the above named person has successfully completed the Dan promotion test by Cooker One. And again, that's signed by Woon Kyum, who's the same guy that did the Chundo Kwon. He was also president of the Cooker One at the time when I got this. So once again, if I opened up a school, I'll have this framed, which it is, hanging on a wall so parents can see it, prospective students can come in and they can say, look, Sam has done a grading by the Cooker One, he's done a sanctioned grading by the Chundo Kwon, he is certified to teach WT Taekwondo, which I am. On top of that, I attended back in 2005 a instructor's course run by the British Taekwondo Council. Now, the British Taekwondo Council doesn't just do WT, it also does ITF as well. So I did this instructor's course, and it was a whole day thing, covered numerous things, not just about teaching curriculum, it also taught about safeguarding, liability insurance, health and safety, you name it, any policy you can think of, this course covered. And I got a certificate on that as well. That's on the internet database. I also had a little hard copy which came in the shape of a card with my name, pretty much the same details on these certificates, saying that yes, I had attended a BTC sanctioned course to teach Taekwondo. I am a registered instructor. I've also got a DBS certificate as well, which shows that I'm suitable to teach children and vulnerable adults. So those are my credentials to Taekwondo, to teaching Taekwondo. So anybody that says to me, Sam, are you qualified to even teach? Yes, and I've just shown proof. So those hold you in good stead. It shows that you've done the correct courses. It shows that you're certified by registered people, recognised people, people in positions of authority who have the power, the powers that be, recognise who you are, and they can say, yes, we can vouch for this person. Yes, this person has done a course. Yes, they've done a grading. Yes, here's their certificate. They are legit. They're the real deal. Bob's your uncle. So if you get somebody who comes up to you who doesn't have certificates or certification, what is that a sign of? Is it a sign that they're illegitimate? Now, the honest answer is no. They could still be legit. Somebody could do a grading, they could attend a course, and they could not have a certificate. Somebody could maybe lose their certificate over time. People move around. We lose things. It's natural. And, I haven't made copies of my certificates. I don't feel the need to, because I know where they are. So somebody could have attended a course or been instructed by a certifiable instructor, but they have no proof to show it. And just because there's no proof, it doesn't mean it's illegitimate. It just means that there's no evidence on hand. It may have happened, it may not, but there's no evidence to support it. However, in this day and age, people want proof. The police, when they do investigations, first thing they say, where is the evidence? I'm doing my degree in psychology. One of the first things I was learned when I was writing reports, ask for evidence. Somebody makes a statement. You say, prove it. Where's your reference? What evidence are you basing your assumption on? For things to have credence in this day and age, they need evidence. And evidence in martial arts comes in the shape and form of credentials and certificates. So, let's say, for instance, I open up a school for Qing Yi. And I say, yeah, I'm going to teach people Qing Yi. Students come in, parents come in, and parents say to me, okay, Sam, seem like a nice guy. Debatable. What are your credentials to teach Qing Yi? How long have you been doing it for? Who was your instructor? Where did you grade? And if I was to say, I'm not going to show you information on that, or duck the question again and say stuff like, oh, we'll talk about that another time, or yeah, I don't think that's important to talk about, or oh yeah, I'll send you some emails a bit later on during the week discussing that, or I kind of like mumble something behind my hand, or I just quite flat out refuse to talk about my credentials or certificates. In martial arts, those should be warning signs. Because if somebody's got nothing to hide, why would they not feel the need to answer? As I said, if I open up a dojo, a dojang, I'll have these certificates framed and hanging on the wall. Somebody asks me a question, I could just say, yep, there you go, certificate's right there. So in martial arts, what you have to consider, it's different because martial arts, there's a real risk of getting physically hurt. There's also externalities of being psychologically hurt and emotionally hurt. I've spoken in another video before, I was abused by one of my instructors, which I may do another video about in more detail another time. But basically, instructors have that duty to safeguard. They have a duty of care towards every single potential student who comes through their door. And one way to actually safeguard is to have credentials, is to show certification, is to show that you are the real deal, you are legit. And if you get an instructor who doesn't want to talk about credentials, they don't want to talk about anything like who trained them properly or where they learned, or if they were seminar taught, or if they were taught in actual lessons themselves. And there is a difference between being taught at a seminar and having regular frequent tuition. World of difference. But if you get somebody who just doesn't want to discuss credentials in detail, for prospective students going to martial arts school, that should actually be a warning sign. And if I was going into a new school, say I wanted to start, I don't know, I wanted to walk again into a BJJ school, and I asked the coach, you know, what are your credentials? And he point blank refused to answer my questions. I would be paying attention to that, and I'd be thinking, well, why are you ducking the question? Why are you ducking these punches? And that would then start triggering me to think, you're hiding something. What are you hiding? And why are you hiding it? And that then may lead on to me then asking other people, you know, questions. Okay, I went down to train at so-and-so's place the other day. I asked them about credentials and they weren't able to produce anything. What do you have to say about that? And see what their associates have to say. So, do credentials and certificates matter in the world of martial arts? Damn straight they do. And if you go to a school and there's an instructor or a coach who's not able to produce certificates or credentials to your satisfaction, that could be a red bell and a red flag. And it's up to you to kind of make a decision on how you want to proceed with that. Anyway, guys, just something to consider. If you're thinking about opening up a prospective martial arts school, get certificates. It'll save you so much trouble. In the meantime, guys, stay safe, train hard, keep listening to Boldface Industry, because I haven't listened to Boldface Industry in a very long time, but they're the best band around, and I'll see you all in the next video. Booyah!